Stop. Right. There. Caitlin Clark just watched her own team hand a roster spot to the one person her fan base despises most. And the Indiana Fever front office thought nobody would notice. They noticed. Season ticket holders are vanishing. Wait lists are collapsing. The ticket sales department, practically on its knees, sending desperate emails begging fans to come back. Raven Johnson walked into that draft room. The moment her name was called, something inside the Fever organization quietly broke, and the numbers are proving it every single day. The front office made one decision. One. And it may have just torched everything Caitlin Clark built from scratch. Stay locked in, because the truth they're hiding runs much deeper than a draft pick. From $0 to $560 million. Before Caitlin Clark walked into Indianapolis, the Indiana Fever were a forgotten team. Dead last in attendance, struggling to fill seats even with discounted tickets. No national TV deals built around them. No buzz, no demand. The franchise was valued at just $90 million in 2024, which for a professional sports team is basically the price of a mid-tier suburban home in today's market. Their average home attendance sat around 4,000 fans per game. 4,000. In a professional sports arena, that number alone tells you everything about where this franchise stood before one draft pick changed the entire story. Then Clark arrived, and everything changed overnight. Not gradually, not slowly over a few seasons. Overnight, before Clark even played her first professional minute, secondary market ticket prices jumped from a $60 average to $140, a 133% increase on Vivid Seats alone.
The WNBA, and fans certainly are very pumped up to see her in action, and ticket prices, as you mentioned, they are absolutely skyrocketing.
StubHub reported Fever ticket sales already running 13 times higher than the previous year. 17,000 fans showed up to Gainbridge Fieldhouse just to watch the draft selection on a big screen. A live draft viewing party for a team that could not give away tickets 2 years prior. The moment the season started, those numbers got even more extreme. The Fever averaged over 17,000 fans per home game in 2024, surpassing the average attendance of the Indiana Pacers, the NBA team sharing the same building. Road games became sellouts in cities where the Fever had never drawn serious interest. 4 opposing teams, Washington, Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles, physically moved their home games against Indiana to larger NBA-sized arenas just to meet the demand. Still sold out. The Fever's regular season finale in Washington drew 20,711 fans, a new all-time record for a regular season WNBA game. By 2026, that same franchise hit a valuation of $560 million. To understand how staggering that number is, look at the timeline. $90 million in 2024, $370 million in 2025, $560 million in 2026. That is a $470 million increase in 2 years. The franchise is now investing $78 million into a brand new, dedicated practice facility set to open in 2027, completely separate from the Pacers operation. That is the kind of infrastructure investment you make when you believe the growth is real and lasting. Jersey sales jumped 193% in her first season alone. Dick's Sporting Goods saw a 233% jump in WNBA-related sales between 2023 and 2024. Fanatics reported overall WNBA merchandise up more than 500%. 6 separate broadcast networks, ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, CBS, ION, and NBA TV, each recorded their most watched WNBA game ever in that single 2024 season. ESPN broadcasts averaged 1.2 million viewers for Clark's games, setting entirely new benchmarks for women's basketball on television. Finance professor Dr. Ryan Brewer from Indiana University Columbus ran the actual numbers. His analysis found that Caitlin Clark personally drove 26.5% of the entire WNBA's economic activity in 2024, her rookie season. One player, 1/4 of an entire league's economic output.
Caitlin Clark has been named WNBA Rookie of the Year, the #1 overall pick. Didn't only break rookie records in her first year in the W.
His projection for her full career impact? He told NBC News directly, I'm looking at $875 million, and I could easily see that eclipsing $1 billion. The Fever also generated an estimated $36 million in economic impact for the city of Indianapolis alone. Hotels, restaurants, transportation, local businesses, all of it moving because people were traveling to see one specific player. The Fever did not just gain a star athlete, they gained a business engine unlike anything women's sports had ever seen. In 2026, all 44 of Indiana's games landed on national television, the only team in the entire WNBA with that distinction. 39 of those 44 games were scheduled for NBA-sized venues. The Fever had a season ticket wait list, a wait list. Fans were lining up months, even years in advance, just for the chance to spend money on this team. Here is what makes all of this relevant to what just happened. None of those numbers belong to the Indiana Fever brand. They belong to the person wearing number 22. The Fever's valuation does not drop to $90 million if a different player gets injured. But when Clark missed most of the 2025 season with injuries and played only 13 games, ticket prices for those games dropped nearly 50% on secondary markets almost instantly. The market told the truth in real time. Every dollar of that $470 million valuation increase has one source. Every sellout, every TV record, every merchandise spike one source. And the front office somehow forgot that. The draft pick that lit the fire. In the 14th of April, 2026, WNBA Draft Night in New York. The Indiana Fever held the 10th overall pick.
With the 10th pick in the 2026 WNBA Draft, the Indiana Fever select Raven Johnson from the University of South Carolina.
With Caitlin Clark returning healthy after an injury-shortened 2025 season, with a championship-contending roster, with a fan base that was the most engaged in the sport, the front office had one clear job. Build around their star. Grab a piece that makes the machine stronger. Instead, General Manager Amber Cox and President of Basketball Operations Kelly Krauskopf called the name Raven Johnson, South Carolina. Defensive Specialist, SEC Defensive Player of the Year in her final college season, 9.9 points per game, 5.1 assists, 1.5 steals, solid credentials on paper. A player who clearly worked hard, earned her spot, and built an impressive college resume. On pure basketball merit alone, the pick is defensible, but basketball merit was never what this controversy was about. The moment that name left the microphone, something shifted in the room, and millions of fans watching at home felt it immediately. Because the name Raven Johnson does not exist in isolation for this fan base. It carries 3 years of history, tension, and very public conflict attached to it. Go back to April 2023, NCAA Final Four in Dallas, Iowa versus South Carolina. Caitlin Clark was having the kind of game that legends are made of. She finished with 41 points, 5 made three-pointers, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists, almost single-handedly dismantling the #1 seed. At one point during the game, while Clark was supposed to be guarding Raven Johnson at the three-point line, she simply waved her off, did not close out, did not even look at her properly. The message was clear as daylight. You are not a threat, go ahead and shoot. Iowa won 77-73. Johnson and South Carolina went home. The clip of that wave-off went viral within hours. And what happened next was genuinely ugly. Johnson was hit with a wave of online hate, racist comments, personal attacks, vicious insults. She opened up about it on the I Am Athlete podcast on the 28th of March, 2026, just weeks before draft night. Her exact words, "That's the one reason why I hate the internet now, because of that situation. I got bashed, I got bullied, I got called all these things. I wasn't. I wanted to quit basketball at that time. I wanted to go into this little bubble of isolation."
It's been 11 months since I played organized basketball. I got cleared at the end of March. So just getting back out there, getting my feet wet.
And just be by myself. Real words, real pain. Nobody with any decency defends what those online attackers did to her. That behavior was wrong, full stop. But here is exactly where the business side of this story collides hard with the emotional side, and why the front office's decision becomes so much more complicated than just a basketball pick. The fans who were labeled as the source of that hate, the season ticket holders, the merchandise buyers, the people who drove the Fever's franchise value from $90 million to $560 million. Many of them felt they were being grouped together with the worst actors online without any separation or nuance. And just weeks before the draft, conversations about Johnson's characterization of Clark's broader fan base were circulating loudly on social media. Fans who had spent thousands of dollars on tickets, travel, and gear felt directly implicated. The temperature was already high, and then the Fever used their first-round pick on her anyway. The front office knew that is the part that matters most. They knew about the podcast, they knew about the fan base reaction, they had every piece of information available to them and made the pick regardless, apparently betting that the controversy would blow over within a news cycle or two. General Manager Amber Cox and Kelly Krauskopf calculated that their fans would absorb the discomfort, fall in line, and keep buying tickets like loyal sports consumers. That calculation was completely wrong. The reaction was not a Twitter argument. It was immediate, organized, and financial. Season ticket holders picked up the phone when renewal calls came and said no. Fans on the wait list, who had waited years for this exact moment, declined when seats finally became available. The secondary ticket market, which had been a booming economy of premium-priced Fever tickets, where resale prices regularly ran 3 to 4 times face value, started going noticeably quiet. Johnson herself, to her credit, showed maturity when she arrived in Indianapolis. At the Fever's April 22 media day, she said, "I put the past in the past. When I put the Indiana Fever jersey on, I said let's try to win a championship together." She reportedly asked Clark 1,000 questions during training camp, soaking up everything she could from her new teammate. By all accounts on the court, the two are working just fine. But the fan base's problem was never really about whether Clark and Johnson could coexist as teammates. It ran deeper than that. It was about what the pick represented, who the front office chose to prioritize, whose feelings they considered, and whether the people who built this franchise's financial foundation through their spending and loyalty were being respected or ignored. The Fever had handed their fan base a reason to close their wallets, and the fan base used it. 6 words the coach never said. Draft night itself was damaging enough. Then head coach Stephanie White walked up to a live microphone at the post-draft press conference and turned a bad situation into a crisis. A reporter asked a direct question.
I think the thing for us is to take care of what we can control, and that's being as disruptive as we possibly can with our ball pressure, disrupting rhythm and timing.
With the new guard additions, how does the rotation work? It was a layup, a softball. The entire arena of fans watching online and on TV needed to hear one clear thing, something simple. Something like, Caitlin Clark is our point guard, the offense runs through her. End of discussion. That is not what they got. White described a rotation where veteran Ty Harris plays as a combo guard, where Raven Johnson, the brand new draft pick, is the true point guard who thrives with the ball in her hands, and where Caitlin Clark is a player who can play on and off the ball. She then noted that this new depth at guard gives the coaching staff flexibility to rest shooting guard Kelsey Mitchell. Read that back slowly. The most statistically dominant offensive playmaker in women's basketball, a player whose gravity alone forces opposing defenses to trap her 30 feet from the basket, which opens the paint for forwards and creates open corner threes. For Mitchell was just described as someone whose job might be to stand on the perimeter while a defensive-minded rookie runs the offense. The basketball analytics here are not complicated. When Clark controls the ball at the point, she creates. Her court vision is elite. Her logo range shooting forces defenses into impossible choices. The entire Fever offensive system works because of the decisions she makes with the ball. The team's offensive numbers drop sharply when she is pushed off the ball into a spot-up roll. And the fan base, which watches every game and knows these numbers, heard their head coach publicly outline a system built for someone other than Caitlin Clark. White never said the 6 words that would have ended the conversation. Caitlin Clark is our point guard. 6 words. That is all it would have taken. Instead, the silence on that specific point was deafening and expensive. When the waitlist becomes a warning, for the last year, the Indiana Fever had a season ticket waitlist. That is a remarkable thing in professional sports. It means demand for your product is outrunning your supply. It means fans are lining up, willing to wait months or years, just for the chance to spend money on your team. That position where you cannot sell tickets fast enough is the holy grail for any franchise. The Fever had it, and they threw it away in 48 hours. After the draft and the press conference, the ticket sales department went from managing a wait list to sending out desperate promotional emails. Group discount packages, special offers, social media posts asking fans directly to come back and support the team. The irony is almost too much to process. The same organization that used their first-round pick on a player who had publicly insulted their fan base was now turning around and asking that exact fan base to purchase premium courtside seats at a $7 million salary cap. Budget. Fans posted screenshots of those emails online. The response was not warm, and this is where the front office's fundamental miscalculation becomes clear. They believed the demand was for the Indiana Fever brand. They thought the logo on the jersey was what drove those sellouts, those wait lists, those 13x ticket sale increases. They treated the fan base like traditional sports fans.
Is fetching at least $200 for the cheaper seats, with some resale tickets as high as $8,000.
The kind who stick with a team through bad decisions out of blind loyalty, the way NFL fans stay with struggling franchises for decades. But Clark's fan base is not built that way. Many of these fans never watched a WNBA game before 2024. Their connection to women's basketball runs directly through one specific player. They are not going to sit quietly while that player is visibly disrespected, tactically marginalized, and surrounded by someone who called them racists and bullies, all while paying premium prices for the experience. Their loyalty is to Clark, not to the Fever, not to the WNBA as an institution, not to Stephanie White's coaching philosophy, to Clark. And the moment they felt she was not being protected, valued, and positioned correctly, they pulled back. Fast. The $2.2 billion domino effect. This is no longer just an Indiana story. The WNBA recently signed a one-year media rights deal worth over $2.2 billion. The league rewrote its collective bargaining agreement based on projected future revenues. Broadcast networks paid a record premium for those rights. They paid that premium because of what women's basketball had become in the Clark era. A product that could consistently deliver massive viewership numbers and a passionate, spending fan base. The networks did not pay $2 billion to watch a half-court motion offense with Clark standing in the corner. If the Fever's ratings drop because the fan base is actively boycotting, the networks notice immediately. Advertiser dollars pull back. The league's ability to honor the financial promises built into that CBA comes under pressure. The Fever front office is not just gambling with their own franchise. They are playing with the financial stability of an entire league that spent years and billions betting on the Clark effect to be sustainable. A full arena boycott is unlikely. Clark is too big a draw for casual fans. People will still pay to see her in person, but the die-hard base, the season ticket holders, the waitlist fans, the ones who drove merchandise sales up 193%, they are the financial foundation. They are the ones who buy before the season starts, who fill premium seats, who spend at the concession stand and the team store. Lose them, even partially, and the numbers shift in ways that are very hard to recover from. The Fever have one move that actually fixes this. No discount codes, no email campaigns, no social media strategy. Stephanie White needs to stand in front of cameras and say, without qualification, without corporate language about versatility and rotational flexibility, Caitlin Clark is our point guard. That is it. 6 words. The silence around those 6 words is currently costing this franchise money every single day. Training camp opens in days. The 2026 season tips off May 9th. The clock is running. The Fever built something historic. A $90 million franchise became worth $560 million in 2 years. A waitlist nobody could have predicted. National TV deals. Sold out arenas across the country. All of it, every dollar of it, traces back to one decision made in 2024, drafting Caitlin Clark. Now the same front office is sending out discount emails, watching renewals stall, and hoping fans forget what happened on draft night. That is not a strategy. That is damage control for a wound they created themselves. The fans have already made their choice. They chose Clark. The only question left is whether the people running this franchise are smart enough to make the same one. We will be right here watching every move. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, because this story is far from over.